Hi, Amandeep.
Hi.
Amandeep.
Thanks a lot.
Put your hands together for Amandeep.
Hi, everybody. This is Amandeep signing in live from my home studio right now. If you are joining us on this live session, drop me a comment, drop me a message, and let me hear you, see you, and feel you. Oh, yeah, my attire is pretty much according to the Republic Day. If you like my, I like it very much right now. Being in London, I'm enjoying Republic Day. So everybody tuning in right now, and if you are celebrating, if you're an Indian like me, if you're celebrating Republic Day, even if you're not in India maybe, but you're still celebrating, a happy Republic Day. So anybody here, you're tuning in right now, drop me a comment, drop me a message. It'll be great to have an interaction. It'll be great to hear from you, and then take you on a journey from my understanding of how somebody can move into massive action. We did a class on Sunday afternoon for me, and we have somebody joining us. Anisha Mishra, thank you for organizing this session. Oh wow, that's very sweet of you. That's very kind, and that's a very good quality to have. Appreciating things you receive. It's always would take you to great places. This is Girish from Bangalore. Hi, Girish. Thank you for joining in. Dhuti Banerjee is joining in. Yes, sir. It's a very nice attire. Happy Republic Day. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, coming back where I was. So we did this class on Sunday, and I'm using a bit of a new setup today, hoping it'll work. It just takes me away from my laptop, which means I have to come closer to speak to you guys. Rix M Sharma is joining us. And Rixam, well done. Congratulations for posting your videos in our group. Oh, Mala is here. Hi, Mala. Mala is one of my very old friend, mentor, teacher. She helped me to run events. Yeah, I used to volunteer under her and do quite a different roles. It was good fun. Thank you for crafting such a great person I am. There's a lot of credit goes to you as well, and for all the things I've learned about running events. Okay, quite a few people are coming in. So Rixim is here. Mala, thank you. Good to see you here. Yes, happy Republic Day. Thank you. We have Deepak Sharma from Facebook tuning in. Happy Republic Day. So on this Sunday class, when we finished the class, we did the class about teaching organic traffic, how you can generate leads from Facebook, Instagram, and then LinkedIn. Sorry, I was just distracted for a second. Something popped up on my phone screen, so I took the phone and turn it around so that I can't see anything coming in right now. And yeah, that question made me think, why not share it with the audience? Some of the points I gave, some of the points, other students helped her with when she asked this question, and it became powerful. My wife is tuning in, and of course, one of my biggest fan. Looking good because of my wife, help. Thank you for the help. She just came in a few minutes back to hand over this attire. I wanted to get into a, Republic Day attire. So she made me think, Rachna made me think, and I said, what, maybe this is the question a lot of people have. And I had the question too. And even sometimes, I do have that question within me saying, maybe I could have done better. Yeah, there are some days, when I may not be at my peak, making all the work, doing all the work. So, we can always get better. Okay, we have Shivani Shukla joining in from YouTube, which is great. I'm going live, by the way, in many different platforms right now, using something magical, which is not magic. It's just a simple, technology called StreamYard. So, welcome, Shivani, and happy Republic Day to you. Mala is sharing, you rock. You believed in your dream. We learned from each other. Amandeep is the man. Yes, thank you, Mala. Yeah, from the days we have known each other, you have seen my growth, and you know how well I have crafted myself to share my message. So, coming back, how do I move into massive action? That was the question, and I thought about it, and I realized let's do a little bit. Let's go one step backwards and understand, why massive actions are required. Okay, I hope you guys all have some goals in life. Okay, which I had to, and I have a few more moving forward. Till the time you're alive, till the time you want to stay in this world, I think you will have goals. And when you have a goal, right, based on that goal you have, you take some action. Okay, and based on the action you take, you get a result. Now, if you want to make your result better, you want to become more efficient, more productive, more smarter, more intelligent, whatever that more is you want, then you have to put a loop, a backward loop, which the loop is called feedback mechanism. And not only any feedback, it has to be a constructive feedback. This is not related to massive action, but I'm just letting you know that if you're taking a lot of action and you're only getting very average result, understand there is something wrong, that you're not in a constructive feedback coaching environment, with your mentor, teacher, or coach who can actually take you into that journey of making you better. It's only hard work which doesn't, serves you, and only smart work would not serve you. You have to have the combination of both. So coming back, this is, the cycle looks like. You have a goal, which you must have. I hope you do. Goal is nothing. It's like you want to reach somewhere. Let's say, you leave home that you want to go from London to Birmingham. That's your goal. Okay. And I hope you guys have some goal in your life. And the very high chances you do have, otherwise you would not be in this live session. Anybody else joining in, thank you for being here. I appreciate your presence. We have Arunjay, saying Happy Republic Day. Happy Republic Day, Arunjay. God bless you for being who you are, and all the amazing things you're doing with the book we wrote together. Yeah, bringing it so much media, Times of India, and I don't know what sort interviews are coming your way. Great. Shiva, Happy Republic Day, Amandeep. Thank you. Shiva is tuning in, probably very early morning for him in the USA. He is our student from batch 4, and batch 4 is doing amazing right now. So coming back, the whole cycle again one more time. If you just came in for you to get better results, you have goals, then you take some actions based on the goals you want to achieve, and then obviously based on your actions you take, you will have a certain result. And if you want to make that result better, and if it's not what you thought it will be, then you have to have something called a constructive feedback. Not just feedback. Any feedback would not do. In my experience of going onto this journey, I realized that taking feedback from anybody doesn't serve you. You have to take feedback from somebody who has done a similar journey as to what you want to do. Okay. So if you are in a feedback coachable environment, your results would always get better for the actions you would take. Now, coming back, how do I take massive action? This is the question my student asked me. My first thing to share in terms of you becoming massive action taker, understand that you're at least doing something which you connect to, which you relate to, which something resonates with you. And if you go a little deeper, the term would be passion, the term would be purpose, the term would be, something you really stand for, something, you don't want anymore to happen in the world in terms of a pain you maybe had, and you want to turn that around and give people a better experience when they go through that journey, of becoming a cricket player, or becoming a football player, or a speaker, or a carpenter. You know something through all your mistakes and pain that you want to share with the world or with the people who are looking for that answers and get better. So coming back, if you do something completely against your interest, against your will, or against your passion, then you will be struggling. I can tell you this for sure. Okay, money is just not the criteria for putting people into action all the time. It can be a motivator to a certain extent, but beyond a point, money will fail you. I hope you understand what I mean by that. Okay, money is definitely required and important. And if you're not into something, which is related to your interest or passion, then great, slowly, gradually come out of it. Okay, don't just jump into something and leave your job or existing business or whatever. Find exit strategy and give it a bit of time. So coming back, do something which interests you, which kind of wakes you up in the middle of the night sometimes, something, which makes you forget about time, something, you do and it makes you much more alive than what you normally are. Like for me, teaching. I love teaching. You can wake me up in the middle of the night and I can teach. You don't pay me anything to do what I'm doing right now. And by the way, I'm not getting paid for this right now. Okay, you understand this is a free session for anybody who wants to join in. But having said that, I enjoy doing this. So I'm doing it for myself. And obviously, if anybody can get benefited, I would be very happy about that. Having said that, we have some people joining us. Rahul is here. Rahul is again our student from batch 4. Happy Republic Day. Anisha has a question. I had a question. What if you do not find someone who has gone through the same journey? How do I look for constructive feedback? Ooh, that's a powerful question. That's a beautiful question. So, Anisha, if you're still here, understand there is something called you have to go on a journey. You have to become a scientist. You have to be researching. And in today's world, sorry, but it might take you some effort, but you can definitely find the person. You can definitely find the person who has done a similar journey, and there are ways, means of reaching them. Like today, I wrote a message to Virat Kohli. I mean, I did not get a reply, but it's okay. He became father recently, and I had that in mind for a long time. So I just, send him a nice short message, congratulating him for becoming a father, because I know, the feeling of becoming a father, because almost 3 years back, I became father, and it's a magical, kind of a spiritual experience to go through. So coming back, Anisha, this is what I would say, that look deeper, find harder, and you will find them. If you want to find God, you can find God, seriously. There have many experiences of people who have had that kind of, glimpse of finding God. So finding a human being, who could become your mentor or teacher or coach, it's not so difficult. It is difficult maybe, but not so difficult. So coming back, I hope that helps you right now. You have to go deeper and search them. And when you find them, listen to what they say. If they agree to work with you, there will be some conditions. A great mentor would just not let you come in just because you feel like coming in. They will put a filter system, where you have to raise your game. So coming back, guys, this is where I was. Start with something you really want to do. And within that interest and passion you have about what you want to do, it will help you to propel higher in terms of taking action. It's only for the things you do which is against completely your interest or something against your passion, you struggle with it, you procrastinate massively. This will definitely minimize your procrastination. I'm not saying that you won't procrastinate at all with your passion, but I can say the percentage will massively come down. Now, how do you keep yourself in action? By having people holding you accountable on that journey. And for that, you need people with higher standards. If you don't have people with higher standards, what will happen, you would not know, but subconsciously your standards start coming down, or they don't go up, they stay where it is. Now, what do I mean by higher standards? People, let's say they wake up early in the morning. People, they have certain rituals, okay? They work on their craft for hours. Like for me, looking at the slides, going deeper, studying and researching my topic about public speaking, group communication, how to be in the camera, how to, energize your audience, how to leave an impact, how to speak, pacing, tonality, all the higher distinctions coming back. So yeah, find somebody who can keep you in higher standards. And that's called, your accountability group. There got to be a few people. It could be from different countries and places. Like, one of our students have a mastermind group with people from all over the world. They get on a Zoom call. For him, it is 6 a.m. in the morning. For somebody, it is 3 p.m. For somebody, it is 6 p.m. They found a way to make it work. Probably there are 5-7 people, I don't know. So you got to have a mastermind group. You got to have people who have got high standards, and they will raise your game. But understand, when they're raising your game, they will make you uncomfortable. And growth happens in your uncomfortable zone. So you got to take some calculated risk and visit your uncomfortable zone on a regular basis. I'm not saying be a stupid, and just jump. All I'm saying, be okay to go there and expand and grow. And obviously you have to come back to your comfort zone again, so that you can revisit the uncomfortable zone. So this is what happens, with people who have got high standards. So listen to them, play the game with them full on, and you will be on a journey of taking massive action. The way we are designed as human beings, we will do more for others than doing it for ourselves. Just the way we are designed, okay? So you got to have that mechanism. You got to play with that psychology that let me announce that event, let me announce that book, let me announce this. When you announce it, the world is watching. They will hold you accountable. Obviously, most people would hold you accountable in a critical way by, laughing at you or joking at you or, waiting for you to fall. And some, loved ones would encourage you, inspire you and motivate you and help you to get on the journey and go further. Doesn't matter, but accountability is required. You got to announce to the world something which is realistic to begin with, but it is going to stretch you massively, maybe. Don't put unrealistic things. Everybody knows that you cannot achieve it, and your mind knows that you cannot achieve it. So you're not going to make efforts for that. Coming back, so first step, the very core of taking massive action is to do something you're really interested in, or at least some parts of you connect with and resonate with. If it is completely opposite to your passion or interest, you will massively struggle. Once you've got that figured out, then you got to have an accountability group or an environment or mastermind kind of a connection of people into that group. It'll really take you into further action. It's like announcing and locking that up. Like if you want to travel somewhere, they say, what, buy an expensive, nice, whatever, a briefcase, they say. It'll put you into action. I would say, what, book the ticket. If you book the ticket, you cannot hide anymore. So that's something you got to work on. Secondly, something, I want to share is that you also need to be personally accountable. That's correct. If you're not personally accountable, no one can help you. I mean, let's say there's accountability group you have in a gym or whatever. All you have to do is reach to the gym, and then the work is done. All you got to do is wake up 6 a.m. in the morning like Shiva and get on the call. Once you're on the Zoom call, they will inspire you, they will energize you, they will give you that power to go on that journey. But if you're not waking up, getting on the Zoom call, nobody can help you. So accountability is great, but there is something called personal accountability is must as well. You need that personal accountability, otherwise you cannot get into massive action. So that's what my thoughts are. Actually, I lost some of my thoughts. There were some other messages coming in between. So if you have any questions around what I've shared, you can always ask, and I'm happy to elaborate. It's just that you have to trigger my brain. This brain has got in it minimum close to 100 workshops, which I have personally attended, close to maybe 100 books I have read, close to thousands of videos I have watched, close to 600 plus workshops I have done in 20 countries in the last 12 years. And I have generated over 5 million pounds, doing all those 600 workshops. I've done more than 300 plus workshops for Tony Robbins, and I've closed, thousands of sales from the stage, offline and online both. So yeah, if you trigger my brain in the right way, something massive will come out of it. I had a third point, which obviously I thought about. It's not written anywhere because I'm not really reading from a script. I think it'll come to me, I'll be honest. So I think I've already covered the 3 points, maybe, passion, begin with passion or something you're interested in, have accountability system, and then have a personal accountability, which you're responsible for. If you see, no one can do the work for you. They can only guide you and help you. You got to travel your own journey. That's what something, my friend told me many years back, because I used to get like frustrated and angry and agitated when I see people, playing too small and then, looking for sympathy. I mean, because I have been a massive action taker, and that's how, my journey from a one-room house in Calcutta, with illiterate parents. I was overweight. I'm a mixed child. I was bullied and abused. I was given this idea that I'm not pure enough as a human being, from where I was, suicidal and all lost and low self-esteem, to where I am today, where I've shared the stage with some big names in the industry, done so many different workshops, I've gone into writing 3 books, done property business. It all happened because I kept taking action. Because if you not taking actions, you would not even figure out, where you want to go in life. It's good to do something you're not sure, and once you do it, you would know whether you want to do it or not. So at least that is good. It's good to know what you don't want to do. At least you're getting closer to, what you would do or you would like to do. I hope I'm making sense here. Okay, thank you for answering. Yeah, Anisha, you're welcome. I would love to see you in one of our masterclasses if you plan to join us for more deeper conversation and interaction and deeper learning. We have Subish Menon. How do you know it's massive action? Ooh, that's a good question. This is, what my boss, my ex-boss, Veronica Tan, who is the owner of Success Resources. If you don't know, Success Resources is the world's leading seminar promoting company. And obviously the events are not happening right now for almost a year now. But all the big events, anywhere you got to see people like Tony Robbins, Les Brown, Dr. John D. Martini, they were all brought to bigger stages, from Success Resources. So Veronica, the owner of Success Resources, would say this to me, and I completely agree now. Maybe I disagreed when I was an employee, that Amandeep, your numbers speak, because I was in sales, okay, and I had a certain target to hit, to fulfill my job role, that I have to hit this number of revenue, that's 25,000 pounds a minimum every month. And if I did not hit that number, there will be obviously questioning. and sometimes you don't like being called upon for for the work you couldn't do. And we all know that we could have done better. On a rare occasion, even with all the best of efforts, the result would not come. But in most cases, if we had put a bit more effort, I'm sure we could have got the results. So coming back, how would you know this is massive action, if that's what your question? And if you're still here, Subish, it's the results will speak for itself. Whether you like it or not, understand, if the results are not at least close to what you want, or at least above halfway through what you want, then there is something really wrong in the way obviously you are taking the action. And also it could be that you're not taking massive action. And that's what Tony Robbins says, that if you really want results, then take massive action. And what happens, when you start taking massive action, you get into this whole groove of momentum. They say, what, it takes a lot of effort to start an engine, like a manual engine in the beginning, but once the engine starts, it runs on its own. So, I can give you examples from my life only. When I did events, sometimes people would come and tell me, even now, like when I do my virtual events, I stand and speak for 5-6 hours. And when I did my physical events, I would speak for 14, 15, 16 hours. And people would come and say, we have been watching you since morning, like 8 in the morning till like it's 10 p.m. now. And I know you're going to do some, team meeting with your team. And then probably you will go to your hotel room. And when we come back in the morning at 7:30 early, you're already in the room, So, how do you, work so much? How do you manage to work for 16, 70 hours and still have that level of energy? Because they're having a conversation with me, pretty much in the middle of the night, and I'm at that same level of energy. And I had to, wait and think about it. Like, is it really that's the case? Well, they're right, maybe, okay. But for me, it's second nature. I never think that, I am in high energy or that kind of momentum. I think, again, that comes back to what probably Tony is sharing, that if you get into that groove, where you take massive action and you're doing something which you love to begin with, obviously that's the foundation of you taking massive action. And you have accountability, because in a room of, let's say, there's a class of, let's say, 20 students who are there to learn from me how to become a great speaker. And if my energy is here, they think, what, that's the normal standard to have. I hope I'm making a point here. So I have an accountability, where I'm accountable to 20 of my students and 5 of my team members who are helping me, supporting me as a staff. They're all looking upon me, as a role model, the leader on whom they would, from where they would get inspired from. So coming back, I hope I'm making sense here, because I'm just sharing from my experience. Sometimes it's not something you think it is there, but others can see it for you. So they are holding me accountable, and I have to, raise up to the game, because I'm responsible for the 25 people in the room, not just the people in the room, for the hotel people as well, because I got to pay them, for the venue I have hired. And I hope, I can generate enough revenue to pay for that venue, for the flights we will take, for the food we will eat, obviously to serve your family. All that is there, you're responsible and accountable for so many people who are close to you in your life. So I hope that helps you right now. If you can understand, that's how you can gauge that, you have taken massive action. And how do I say this? But the truth is, the answer, for pretty much most of us, we know in our heart that how much actions we have taken. But by the way, taking massive action doesn't mean that you don't sleep at all for days and days. Sometimes it can be optional. On a rare occasion, you can skip one night's sleep. But then if you have really intense work to do, you can sleep for at least 4 or 5 hours, maybe for 3, 4, 5 days, and then catch up on sleep on the 5th day. That will still work, But not sleeping at all and just continuously working is not taking massive action. It's called being stupid and foolish, and understanding that, and just not understanding that you're a human. Sleeping actually makes you more productive. I'm not saying keep sleeping for hours and hours, but you need minimum 5-6 hours to function. And at the same time, what you eat has also to do a lot with how much energy you get in your body. If you eat too much of shit, your body has to break the complex food. You won't have that energy, in you to carry on. Oh, we have David Luca joining in. That's a good one. He is my ex-colleague for Success Resources. He had one of these expressions like, I don't know, I remember that, I killed it when he did a sale or something on those lines. Boom. Yeah, he used to do boom. Okay. Who do we have? Facebook user, you are a great inspiration to all of us. Thank you for that beautiful compliment. The only reason, sir, ma'am, your name is not showing up because I'm using StreamYard right now. So if you give permission to StreamYard, your name would also flash up. We have Mohammed Rasid saying hello. Hi, if you're still here. Hello back to you. Ashish Juneja is tuning in. Gold. Oh, thank you. I- Oh yeah, David, you remember my friend, you are still here. Yeah, he used to say, smash it. Yeah, if you got a sale, you used to say, smash it. Great one. Thank you for recovering the memories of success resources. Hi, sir. Hope you're doing good in London. Lockdown these days. Yes, Deep. I am doing absolutely amazing. That's why I'm in my studio right now, which we built last year. Finally, it's ready. We have a few pieces to put in together for it to make it to look like kind of a 360-degree studio. Hopefully, in a few weeks we will get there. For now, it is pretty decent. Okay. So, and this is the challenge, of having WhatsApp in your laptop. Sometimes you got to have it just to communicate with your team. But yeah, having that on keeps the messages popping up, and that's a distraction. And if you want to communicate with the group, you have to be fully present. So, yeah, while I was speaking to you guys, 3 messages popped up, and I couldn't help, be a human. My eye picked up the first kind of sentence of that message, of the few words. So I just quit, from WhatsApp. All right, any questions, guys? We'll do a quick recap for you to take massive action. But if you have any questions, let me know. Oh, Professor Dimple, thank you for letting me know who you are. It's great to have you, ma'am, here. How do I give permission to StreamYard? Ma'am, I don't know if you're joining us from a group. I believe you might be on a group. The reason, or maybe if you are from my profile, I completely would not know right now. It can only, StreamYard will only tell me that you are from Facebook. So where my post is about this live. If you look at my live, and if you can see a few lines written about my video, there is a link at the end. It says give permission to StreamYard to connect with your Facebook, and if you do that, your name will pop up. Oh, we have more questions coming in, which is great. Suvesh is still here. God bless you. Thank you. When you are following your dreams, I understand there any need to take a break and relax when you're passionate. How to know when to take a break? That's a good question. Okay. All the high achievers in the room, including me, we have to be, loving, caring, and passionate, and forgiving to ourselves. That's correct. High achievers, sometimes we could have this challenge that we keep going and we may burn out. I think, again, coming back, it cannot be pinpointed. It depends who you are, where do you live, what kind of people you surround yourself with, and what is that you really want to achieve. Based on all that, you have to, have a cutoff point. I'm a great giver. I like to over deliver, for my students, and sometimes my classes go very long. But at the same time, I know now from experience that there has to be a cutoff point where you say, what, this is enough for today. Then obviously you will give more, but it'll be another day when you would like to give more. Otherwise, it also could be very overwhelming, for students if you give them too much. I can obviously speak from my experience, and I'm sure, you have to understand yourself better and analyze your personal situation, which nobody can do, better than you, because nobody knows you better than you. You know yourself the best. So obviously, you have to understand, how your body functions, how many hours of sleep you need. Sometimes, for some people, it could be a bit more. For some people, it could be less. Whether you're a morning person, you're a late evening person, whether you read books or you like to watch, videos and listen to audios. So all that, matters as to who you are as a person. And that all needs to come into the factor when you define your stop point, where you say, what, this is enough for today. Sometimes you could be drained out within 6 hours. It's not the number of hours you put in. Like, when I do one-to-one sessions, especially when I do stray crafting with my students, for God's sake, somebody has lived 30 years of their life, and we are discussing, almost like 30 to 50 different dynamics of putting the pieces of their life together. What to take out, what to bring in, which other sections to little dramatize, maybe, to exaggerate the truth a little bit here and there, the things to remove, the things to put in, the languaging to change, the tonality and the graphics, the slides. Well, there's so many different dynamics, creating a story. So if you be in a story crafting journey with a student one-to-one, it sometimes lasts for like 3 hours. You're drained after like 6 hours of doing that with 2, 3 students. So yeah, you got to say, that's it. I think the days when I do story crafting or any intense one-to-one session, just maybe 3 maximum, 2 hours each, let's say roughly, I'm completely drained. Like I'm a zombie. I can't speak after that. I'm just there, but I'm not there. I hope you understand by this, because I've given so much, for what I had, that I'm drained in 6 hours. For me, the day is complete. So again, depends on what you do, and all that will come in factor. I hope this helps you a little bit. Okay. Nobody can give you an exact answer for that, because it's your situation and you have to know it and gauge it. And then you have to say, what, this is the point where I stop. You can go maybe a little plus minus, but you have to know, what is the point where you say, what, I had enough. That's it. Enough for the day. They say, what, how do you eat an elephant? I mean, it's just an analogy. I'm not saying eat an elephant. Sometimes people say that. I'm saying, what, you got to eat an elephant piece by piece, like, to chunk it down. That's how you can achieve any big thing in life. Anything massively you want to achieve, then you got to chunk it down. You have to live it day by day to have a great week, a great month, and a great year, and then a great decade. So break your goals into small chunks and pieces and go step by step. Like this year, we know exactly what we're doing, taking it, step by step. Okay, guys, any questions, any queries, any observation, any feedback? Anybody here, you get inspired, with my sharings, and you like the way I teach, then I highly recommend you should come to, one of our programs. We're already running batch 4, so it's too late for most of you here maybe to join. If you're interested, I would recommend you to come to batch 5, which will start in March. And if you have any interest in learning public speaking, in learning group communication, if you have any interest in becoming a great teacher, you have a massive story to share, you have a craft or skill which you know, and you're making money, but you want to leverage and scale it up to the next level, and you want to bring in more clients, more business. For anything you do, doesn't matter, then you must speak to us. You register an interest by putting a comment here, or maybe send us a message, and one of the team members would call you from Team Brilliance and give you more details so that you can make an informed decision if you would like to learn from me and go on a great journey of becoming a great speaker, orator, communicator. If you haven't realized by now, communication is almost like breathing. You're always in communication, whether you know it or not. I'm sure you know it. If you're not externally talking like I'm doing right now, you're talking to yourself. And you have to, make the communication enriching and powerful, both internal and external. And you know what? For most people, speaking in public is a very big fear. And if it is a fear for you, or if it is a challenge or a hindrance for you, then I guarantee, I can break that fear for you. Just overcoming that fear itself, which is a big fear, can bring massive results for your life. I mean, if you have no plans to speak in public, which I know eventually you would do because you have a great story to share with the world. Every story is inspiring. Every journey is uniquely amazing, magical in its own ways. You have to know how to portray that story in front of people, and the world, or a section of the world, would be willing to listen to you. There is a tribe, there is a segment of people, who want to know your story because they will be inspired with your story. So coming back, even you think that you won't speak in public, just for the sake of overcoming that fear. And if you can overcome that one big fear, what else can stop you in life? That's how I look at it. So just for sake of overcoming that, if you want to come in, would be great. And then you will explore so much more. Being in our classes, you would go like, oh God, why did I not decide to be here before? I have known Amandeep for a while. I have been on his profile. I see what he does. But why did I not come to his classes, which is like so much valuable. You can ask my students, they'll vouch for it. Any student, who comes into my kind of sessions, they are, like they're taken back for the level of value we bring, and the kind of, research I've done when it comes to communication, public speaking, platform closing from stage, monetizing the existing skills. Oh God, it's massive. And I've said this many times. I'll say it one more time, guys. Understand, I was not given Tony Robbins stage. If you don't know, by the way, I've been a Tony Robbins trainer for 9 years now. I've done more than 300 workshops for him in 20 different countries, in 3 different continents, and generated a few million, pounds for him. And why did I get the stage? Not because I'm good looking or not because I'm very inspiring, which I am, but the biggest criteria, whether you like it or not, is can you generate revenue? Can you close people at the end and bring them to his program? That was the biggest criteria. And for me to stay in that position for 9 years, of course, you understand, that I kept doing it, not once, not twice, hundreds of times. So coming back, if you really want to learn how to really monetize, then you must consider, coming into one of our programs. Some of my students say they wish, they had met me earlier. I could have saved them a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of energy. All right, great. So love you guys. Thank you for being here. One more time for those who are celebrating, Happy Republic Day. Subish Menon is saying, I'm interested. That's beautiful. Thank you for taking that call, because, it all starts from making a decision. Sometimes people think, going to Tony's event in June 2007, my life changed. Well, not really. It changed in the beginning of May when I made that first installment and made a decision to say, I would like to go and learn from Tony Robbins. Even I know I haven't got enough funds, but I'll figure out a way. So I paid in installments and I went to his program and I had a massive, massive breakthrough. It is Tony, who brought me, close to my passion of teaching. It's Tony who gave me this, idea or belief that I can do this. 13 plus years back, I had massive doubts about if I can do this. But then I went with the faith and trust in my mentor, kept figuring it out, kept learning, kept getting better. And here I am, guys, I've run successfully 7 batches of public speaking, which, some of the trainers are really monetizing right now. And I've done whatever, 600, workshops for mindset trainings, mindset, sales, motivation. I'm fully capable of running a firework event, or a glass walk, or an arrow breaking exercise, or a board breaking exercise. I'm qualified, certified, and to do this. I've done it quite a few number of times with my students. So yeah, if you want to learn at that kind of level and you want to become a global trainer and you want to know what it takes to become an international trainer, then you must consider, coming into one of my classes. It will be massively, massively powerful and valuable. Subish is saying how to be a Tony Robbins trainer. That will be a discussion sometimes in future. It's a journey. It's a journey. Oh, David is asking a question. David is a great, energetic guy from Lithuania. How to take massive action if you have few goals. It's very hard to focus on one. The problem is basically if you put more attention on one of them, then you're losing potential on the other goal. I think, David, you are giving the answer within your question. I have known you, my friend. And I know you are a very aspiring guy and you want to do some great things, and you will. All I have to say, that do not juggle more than 2 balls. Yeah. The worst case, you can juggle maybe 3, but I won't recommend that. Because, as a human being, you cannot be doing more than one thing in one moment. People talk about this whole bullshit idea of multitasking. There's nothing called multitasking. All you're doing, you're becoming smarter. You're doing something in one moment and the next moment you're doing something else. So in my understanding, you're not justifying the investment of your focus or, your energy into something. And that's what the universe is watching and listening to you. So go deeper with what you do and set aside a time say that I will give, let's say 8 hours to my job. And then I will give, 2 hours in the evening to my personal passion or craft. And on the weekends, I'll give it probably 10 hours, 8 hours, 6 hours, keeping your health in consideration, your relaxation time, regenerating time. That's all needs to be there. And in the beginning, you may have to put a bit more effort, but a day would come, in my journey, as you can see, David has seen my journey, also a bit closely. He has been supporting us at Tony's preview events. So can you see, how I scaled it up slowly, gradually? I kept doing the job on the side. I kept speaking, building my speaking business, and now I'm here. I have been doing speaking full time for 4+ years now, almost 4 years now, I think, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 2017 I left. So yeah, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's correct, 4 years. So this is my recommendation, David. I don't know exactly how many things you're doing. You have to choose, and this is the, analogy I like to give. When people were in Hitler's camp, a very bad example to give, but my mentor, gave that to me a few years back and it made sense. A lady, was asked, and she was given a choice. Do you want to save your son today or your daughters? One has to die. And I hope you understand that, you equally love your craft, whatever that job and other businesses you do, you equally love them. But then when you have no choice, the mother, chose the son because the son was more sturdy and could survive in the camp. His chances of surviving was higher. She had to take a practical decision, which she never wanted to have taken, but she had no choice. When it came to killing one, she had to choose. She let the daughter go and be killed. It does not mean that she did not love her daughter. She loved her daughter equally as the son, but she could make, a smart decision saying, what, the son can survive and do better. And yet this craft can take me higher in my journey. And this business will do well for me. So I have to let go of this business, even if it's making money, not straight away, but let go of it eventually, slowly, gradually with exit strategy. And don't do more than two things, my friend. It's too much. Your brain is not designed to do too many things. If you're in too much of chaos and traffic, it doesn't serve anybody. Yeah. It's always great to experience and honor and learn from you. Thank you for your... David is saying, I love your workshops. Yeah, they are full of energy, and I've only got better, my friend. Since you saw me probably a few years back, I have improved at least by 5 to 7 or 10%. All right, guys, lots of love. I've got, only 1 minute, to be honest, probably a few seconds. I have to jump out of the session, and I have to jump into, a session with my core group, which is a paid, secret, organic group, for all our speakers and trainers who are learning from me. I'll be giving them, one-to-one feedback right now. So I have to say goodbye to you. Anybody here, if you are live in the session, okay, and you would be interested to come into our secret organic public group, which is, only for my paid members, and just see what we do there for a few days, we don't mind that. For that, don't comment, because your comment would get lost. I already have close to 40, 50 comments by now. Send us a message. If you're on LinkedIn, send me a LinkedIn message. If you're on Facebook, send me a Facebook message. Okay. And then we can send you the link. And when the link is sent, just don't say, I want to join the group. There will be a few questions which we want you to answer. If you're not answering them, we think, you're not serious about learning public speaking. That's fine. If you don't answer, you will be declined. Even if I say you can come in, my team will decline it. That's the instruction they have. So don't be upset. If you want to be part of that paid group, which people have paid for to be there, at least answer, those 3 questions, which would obviously help you to gain some more clarity, in terms of public speaking. And then obviously you can come in and see what we do for after a few days. Who knows, you would like to be part of the community. It'll be great. If not, then we have to say goodbye to you. That's just the way it happened. It works. All right. Lots of love. Stay blessed. Very quickly. Every master was once a disaster. They started somewhere. They went on a journey to find a teacher. They learned from the teacher. They did something called deep practice for a few thousand hours. The average is 10,000 for you to become a master. They gave it a few years. It says, that it takes average 10 years for you to become a master at any craft. With the help of your mentor, of course, and you begin with passion or purpose, you will arrive, my friend. So if your mastery is yet not there, understand it is within you. All you have to do is make sure that you have a great teacher, mentor in your life. At least one, maybe sometimes it's more than one, depending on the craft you want to learn, and give it a good number of years and good few thousand hours of deep practice. Your mastery, will arrive, and people will pay you a premium to work with you. It's just the question, are you there or not? People always pay for the value they receive. Simple as that. Lots of love. I'll play a video. If you want to watch and stay back, be my guest. If not, have a great, blessed day. Thank you very much for being here. Here we go.
As a result of learning from him, I am more confident. I now know how to deliver my story.
I started getting recognition among my colleagues. My bosses started getting more appreciation to me. This is the best investment I've ever done in my life.
I have gone through many other programs, but not the kind of depth that Amandeep goes through.
I received from Amandeep is that he influenced me to work on my craft of public speaking.
I was so surprised by the way Amandeep puts his heart and soul to make us better every day.
This program is designed in such a way that it covers completely what, why and how of public speaking.
The money you are paying for this workshop is like nothing in comparison to the kind of value that you will get out of it.
He's a phenomenal leader, and I don't miss any chance to be trained by him.
And because of that webinar, within a month, I got enough confidence to deliver my own webinar.
such a comprehensive and complete sort of a program I have never seen